You talk about a bizarre ending to a football game. Seattle Seahawks, Minnesota Vikings, Bucky. And if you're looking for one reason, let's start with the positives here. Let's not focus on the missed field goal out the gate. But a positive reason why the Seattle Seahawks won this football game, what would you go with?
I would say the Seattle Seahawks won because they were resilient. They were gritty. They were tough. They have a championship pedigree, and I think that pedigree allowed them to sustain themselves when they were down 9-0 in the fourth quarter. The fact that they were able to get up off the mat and make enough plays to get it done, I think it's a testament and a credit to Pete Carroll. He always talks about winning the fourth quarter, that it doesn't matter how you start, it's how you finish. Ultimately, the Seattle Seahawks were able to finish the game. And look, it's not necessarily textbook. It wasn't a pretty game on the surface, but they made enough plays. Russell Wilson being able to make plays inside and outside the pocket, being able to get those timely stops and those key turnovers when they were able to get them on defense. It's improbable that they were able to win a game that they were really dominated for most of the game, but they found a way to get it done. I think that is about finding a way to hang in there. They were able to do that. Hats off to them.
Yeah, big plays and look at what offensively Russell Wilson, that was fantastic. But to me, the fumble on Adrian Peterson, when you look right here, KJ Wright kind of holds him up and Cam Chancellor rips the ball out. Hey, hats off to Collinsworth, by the way, because he did point out the fact when you see the replay, look at how he's holding that football, Bucky. He does not have any grip on the point of the football to secure it. That's just high school fundamentals right there that got away from Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, I did think the high school fundamentals got away from him, but I also think he was probably prevented from being able to get a full grip on the ball because KJ Wright had that other arm, could never necessarily nestle it in and tuck it high and tight like you want to see. But
even high and tight, just get the tip of the football. He's holding the base of the football. That's not –
no, it's not. It's
football 101.
It's not what you would teach, like a Pop Warner guy, a high school guy. You would think that Adrian Peters can do it, but, like, he has had fumble issues, and some of that comes into play. We've seen it a couple times. Now we saw it in this game. We saw it in the championship game a few years ago. He gives up the ball, and so defenders know that. They have that knowledge. They're always going to search it out.
All right, how about this play, though, by Russell Wilson? The ball's on the ground. To me, the pop-up slide with his baseball background came into play. Slides, picks it up. Then it's a three-part deal. It's, number one, to be able to slide to get the football. You see him not looking right there. Ball gets snapped. The awareness to slide and pick it up, that's the first challenge. Next challenge, Munderland's coming in untouched. Make him miss, that's the second thing he's got to do. And then third of all, get your eyes upfield. Most quarterbacks just try and throw the ball away, save the down. He was able to not only save the down, but to get a big chunk play to Tyler Lockett. I mean, that was ridiculous.
Oh, I mean, it's a ridiculous play. It's one of those things, but we saw it. We saw it in the bowl game, Stanford versus Iowa. Anytime the ball hits the ground, everyone
freaks out.
Everyone freezes, pauses. And so Russell Wilson had the wherewithal to pick up the ball and try to find a way to make something happen. Tyler Lockett stayed alive on the scramble drill. It wasn't ideal execution, but I still have to say it was great execution because they made something happen out of nothing, and people had their antennas up, made a play. That was a huge play in that game.
And by the way, when you look at the end of this football game, and we have to touch on it, the missed field goal, felt bad for Blair Walsh, and just got to give him credit though. After the game, he was a man. He stood at his locker and answered every question that came his way.
He did answer every question. I give him hats off for being a guy that kind of stood up and did that. But I think it's unfortunate because it took away from what I thought was going to be kind of like a pivotal or seminal moment for Teddy Bridgewater. That drive allowed us to see did Teddy Bridgewater have the moxie to get it done. Yes, they were benefited from a penalty, but came right back on that play and hit Kyle Rudolph on an out on time. I think Teddy Bridgewater is growing. And look, the inclement conditions are not ideal for his skill set, but he was able to find a way to make it happen.
Yeah, look, and one more reason why they didn't win this football game for the Minnesota Vikings, if I had to narrow it down, not just a missed field goal, but to me just not finishing. Didn't finish drives, which resulted in some field goals early in this football game, and then obviously didn't finish the football game at the end. We see it time and time again. You can dominate a football game, you can handle a football game, but you've got to be able to finish drive, and you've got to be able to finish end of half, end of game, and this football team was unable to finish.
Yeah, you have to get sevens, not threes. You have to find a way to punch it in. They needed to score touchdowns when they had those opportunities very early in the game. Even though they moved up, I just felt like when you're only putting field goals on the board, you're one or two plays away from letting the other team back in it, and we saw that happen with Russell Wilson's play and also the turnover with Adrian Peterson.